Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. This is a special message for our men. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, double click it, double click it, double click it. Daniela Makun, how are you doing? Double click my screen, share the video if you're watching on TikTok. I'm going to try to do this in a very quick video. How are you all doing? Double click that screen. Double click it, double click it, double click it. Double click the screen. Double click that screen. Someone said, how was your night? Night just begin now. So this is a message for the guys. If you are a guy and you like listening to Daddy Freeze, and you feel like you're a top G, not a problem at all. Daddy Freeze got your back, but there's so many things you also need to learn as a guy man. If not, things will just be one kind for you. So share the video wherever you are. Share the video wherever you are. If you're watching, okay, so where are all my men? I need my men in here. I'm looking for my number one gifter and my number two gifter. Who is my number one gifter? Crown Prince. Samaria Bob, my darling sister, how are you doing? So hope you guys are good. Hope you guys are cool. I'm playing with effects today. Ha. No. These people get plenty winch effects. So. Ah. I have come to eat you. You need to watch this on TikTok, on Instagram. Instagram, get all sorts of effects. Now, wow, no go better for these IG people. Eh? As in, I never see this kind of effect before. But why if you turn person to alien, person no they careful. Anyway, guys, let me take this back to normal and let us start. Oh, somebody's already sent me some stars. Thank you so much, Sarah Tessawa. Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much for that. So earlier on, if you joined me live earlier on, by the way, if you're watching on Instagram, go to Facebook, and if you're watching on Facebook, scroll down to the comment section of today's video where you see me live waving my hands. Click on the video, bottom left hand corner, you will see how to buy my stars. If you're watching on YouTube, please go to the bottom of the video, the comment section. You will see how to buy my super chats and super stickers. And if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. So earlier on today, I was talking about women and men, and I kept reading a lot of data because you all know I'm a man of numbers. I was going through all sorts of statistics. Now, by the way, please, let me tell you, if you cross me, your papa, where he dey do in laborer work for night, your papa where they do in agbekpo work, go collect stray bullet. Ni sure. So no look for my trouble. I know they look for person trouble. If you look for my trouble, your papa go collect, because I know say you know they water. Now that your papa where they play with himself, they do soapy. Now there your papa go collect this night. They no go break before he collect. So watch it. So let's talk to so I was reading many statistics. The highest divorce rates in the world. You can even Google yourself. The highest divorce rates in the world. Just go on and Google that. Just go to Google. Highest divorce rates in the world. The countries with the highest divorce rates in the world are Maldives, Guam, Russia, Moldova, Belarus, China, Aruba, Georgia, Ukraine, and Costa Rica. Then if you read countries with the lowest divorce rates in the world. Oh, it's giving me highest. Let me do 2023 for highest. The Maldives is the highest, and the lowest divorce rate in the world is Sri Lanka. It's 2023 divorce rates. Maldives has the highest. I want to see where the lowest is. Okay, so the lowest will be at the bottom. We have Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Peru, Malta, South Africa, Ireland, UAE, Mexico, Qatar, Chile, Italy, New Zealand. I'm just reading some of the countries. Romania, Nigeria. I'm looking for Nigeria now. It's somewhere in the middle, unless we don't have any statistics. But the highest countries, the countries with the highest, include United States of America at number 21. These are among countries you know. Let's forget all the Libya, Latvia, Lithuania, Costa Rica. USA, number 21. Just hold on. Sweden, number 20. Denmark, number 22. Finland, number 24. France, Hungary, Iceland, 36, 37, 38. Singapore, 39. Switzerland, 40. Germany, 48. United Kingdom, number 60. And the list goes as far as 114. So what am I trying to tell you is the Western world is littered with marriages that cannot work because the situation they created makes the man domesticated, docile, weak, if I may say. A weak man cannot function in the capacity that he is intended to. That is why, you see, when a man wears, a diver wears a diving suit with oxygen on his back, there is a level beyond which he cannot dive. I think scuba diving maximum depth Let's Google scuba diving maximum depth. So a scuba diver cannot go below 130 feet. Technical divers go as deep as 350 feet and sometimes even deeper. But nobody can go to 1,000 feet. Nobody can go to 1,000 feet. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. My number one gifter on TikTok right now is Funds. Big shout out to you, Funds. And my number two gifter is King Nas. I'm looking for my money guns. Double click the screen if you're watching on TikTok. Double click the screen. And then also Google this. How long maximum length time. For instance, you can spend scuba diving at 100 feet is 20 minutes. Whereas if you limit your dive to 35 feet, you can stay for 205 minutes if you have enough air. So nobody is saying you can stay for 2 days. Meaning you are in a situation that is unnatural. So for you to be in that situation, you have to force it. I'll give you an example. There are birds called swifts. They never land on the ground. They spend their whole time in the air. They fly in the air, they mate in the air, they eat in the air. Sometimes they even sleep in the air without ever coming down. It's natural for them. There are fish who are in the water who never come out of the water. Everything they do inside that water, and it is comfortable for them. I don't know if I'm communicating with you. The situation the Western world is creating with regards to marriage is unnatural. So you have to wear a wetsuit to go there. Because as a man, you are not built to live that kind of life. I don't know who it is that I'm talking to. As a man, you are not domesticated. When men evolved, it's like eagles. They evolved to fly. The Western world has introduced many things into our lives that have destroyed us. I'll give you an example. Refined sugar. Africans were not having cancer and diabetes and high blood pressure when they were not eating sugar. The Western world introduced sugar, and the many sicknesses that the Africans had sugar cane, they did not have sugar. The human being, the human body, did not evolve to be able to consume sugar. So sugar for a black man is a death sentence. I don't know who it is that I'm speaking to. There are people who eat a lot of sugar cane. Sugar cane is, how do I put it? Still contains a lot of sugar. Sugar cane contains so much sugar that sugar is actually made from sugar cane. Sugar is actually made from sugar cane. But you see, refined sugar is extracted without the minerals, without the fiber. So African tribes who ate a lot of sugar cane were not getting diabetes. Just like African tribes were eating a lot of Natural honey, raw honey. Those ones that they will climb the mountain to go and get the honey and be with sting the iyala. They were not getting diabetes. They were not having cancer. There were stories of cancer here and there, one here, one there, not like what we have today. The Western world forced a diet upon the black man, and the black man cannot cope with that diet. In the morning, a typical black man will probably drink his kunu or his furan denunu or his ogi, and ogi like that, no milk, nothing, and eat akara, and they are good. But you see, the Western world introduced sedentary lifestyles. Palm wine contains a lot of sugar, but because the sugar is there with all the yeast and all those things, the people drinking the palm wine were fine. I want to take this to a new level. So, the man was built by evolution. God did not create you. You evolved. And as you evolved, you evolved as a result of adaptations. Even the way we eat 3 square meals is not natural. Orange juice with sugar in the morning with cereal is not natural. Is not natural. At a point in my life, I just woke up and said, you know what, I'm not eating. If you see me eating breakfast, I'm in a hotel. And I just want to enjoy. But normal me, what I eat for breakfast is granite, pear, 1 pear, pour a handful of granite in my mouth, a handful of cashew nuts in my mouth, and I eat some grapes. That's my breakfast. Finish. If I feel like I'm a bit dizzy and slow because I don't have carbs, I eat sugar-free biscuits. This Jacob's cream crackers. I eat 2 or 3. It has no sugar. I'm good. Anytime I'm hungry again, I go and nibble on some grapes or some cherries. I always have them in my fridge. Always have pears. When it's afternoon, I eat fruits. It's only towards evening that I can sit down and say, okay, I'll eat half of fufu. Just not a wrap of fufu, half with soup. That's it for the day. Later at night, when I finish my life and I go, I may chew on some chicken or eat some masun or something. But that whole 3 square meals, now waiting they kill black man. Now, to say you chop the 3 square meals, you walk up and down. Now lie. You go chop 3 square meals, you go sit down inside AC. They do bank work. You are setting yourself up for a level of disaster you are not even explaining it. Now, half of fufu I dey chop. If I'm hungry, I chew on groundnuts. Natural things. I still love I love Coke. I love Pepsi and all that, but I don't drink them. Once in a while, I go out for lunch, maybe once a week or once in 2 weeks. I am going to eat and drink Coke and all those things. What am I trying to tell you is the system they created is unnatural. It's like a man inside the sea wearing an oxygen mask. You can only do it for a certain time frame under certain artificial conditions. The day you jump inside that water and swim inside that water for 3 days and you breathe inside that water, then it becomes natural to you. They have taught you how to live in an unnatural state. You eat food that is not natural to you. It's the Western world. So we have men who are no longer men. Society has made these men docile. They are lions that have been turned to kittens, not cubs. A cub is a baby lion, a small lion, all the characteristics of a lion, but in a small size. A cat is not a small lion. A cat is a cat. A kitten is a baby cat. When you take a full-grown lion and you turn it into a kitten, what you have done is you have created an unnatural situation. A man, the Bible says a man is the head of the home. The Quran says the man is the head of the home. Traditional Yoruba culture says the man is the head of the home. Traditional Igbo culture says the man is the head of the home. Traditional Akwa Ibom culture, traditional Calabar ethnic culture, traditional Fulani Hausa culture, all agree that the man is the head of the home. Abroad, the man and his wife are equal. The Western world has made men docile. Let me tell you something. Why equality can never work. Percentage of men to women in engineering is 90 to 10. For every 90 engineers, just go to all the universities and see. You have 10 women. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, send me my gift. So double click my screen too. My number one gifter on TikTok. Let me hail my number one gifter. Sunday on Nama is my number one gifter. And my number two gifter is Paulette's Lifestyle. Thank you so much. I'm looking for 50 money guns. Let me see who are the people who send me money guns today. The man is no longer the head of the home. Someone said that's why ladies love it abroad. Absolutely. Small thing now, woman go carrying clothes, run abroad. There can't be two captains in one boat. Thank you, Sunday, for sending me that money gun. There can't be two captains in one boat. There is in an airplane called the captain override mode. If the plane gets into a critical situation, the captain can call control is mine, or the captain can override the first officer. The more I watch people like Andrew Tate, the more I understand. The more I understand how important it is for men to actually know their place in society. Most men do not know their place in society. You have allowed the Western world. You see, most of you people abroad are ala tenuje. Now waiting when I go chop, now I carry you go that abroad. I say this and I say this all the time, and anybody that wants to be angry should be angry. You are abroad for financial reasons. Because if you had $1 billion, if you had $10 million, you will never live abroad. The reason why you live abroad is because you don't have enough money. If you had enough money in this Nigeria, $10 million, you will live in Nigeria. Apart from 1 or 2 or 3 people that I know that already have money, I've gone abroad before. The day I went to Pastor Toby's house, you will never see a Nigerian living in that area. Never. Where you are driving and they are telling you slow down, horses are crossing. And you see children riding their horses and crossing road. You know what I'm talking about. Anybody that wants to dispute it. How many of you live in $10 million homes? Pexi KG said $2 million, 100%. You will argue this thing is because when you come to Nigeria, if you don't have enough money, you cannot live the life you will live normally abroad. Let me break it down to you. Abroad, if you have in your whole life, all you have is 2,000 pounds, you will have light, you will have police, you will have running water. That's why you are abroad. Because that 2,000 pounds, if that's all you had in Nigeria, hunger will beat you. So you are living abroad. You are living abroad because you don't have a better choice. If you had $10 million cash today, you'll be back in this Nigeria. Forget anything that anybody is telling you. Sorry, not all of you. There are still some 20% of the population that would want to stay. 80 to 90% of Nigeria will be back home. You know what $20 million is? It means you are sick, you can fly abroad and go and get your treatment and come back. If you are watching me on TikTok, double click the screen. You know I'm telling you the truth. Because of good infrastructure. Now, if you have $20 million, you will live in Banana Island where there is good infrastructure. Have you ever seen Mike Adenuga's house? There is a helicopter landing pad overlooking the ocean. Then his house is like an estate. He doesn't join you inside go slow. His private jet is waiting for him in the airport. He needs to move. The helicopter comes and picks him from home. There's another house in that same Banana Island. Dan Tata's Pex Ikeji is living here. Pex, if I lie, cut me. Pex Ikeji, Linda Ikeji's younger brother, he is watching this live. You will see the Dan Tata's helicopter on top of his house. You will see Dan Tata's helicopter on top of his house. That's what he uses to fly to Apapa to his office. If you are coming from the owner of Airpeace House, from Airpeace House, his gate, you will be seeing Dan Tata's helicopter. Why is Airpeace? You think Airpeace cannot afford to live abroad? Why is he living in Nigeria? Why is Dan Tata living in Nigeria? Why is Mike Adenuga? Why is Dangote? Why are they living in Nigeria? Because they have passed that level. If they can create their own society, they can create their own comfort. Dangote or Adenuga, if they need 10 industrial size generators to make sure they have 24 hours light, they will buy it and put inside their house and nothing will happen. They will have that light. The police will guard them specially. They can afford bulletproof cars. They are not entering Molue and boss with you. And they do their business and they make their billions. And every year, 2-3 times a year, they go to Dubai or Oman or the US and go with their family, with their private jets, charter flights, or do whatever and have fun. And when they are done, they go back home. Dangote's children are not living abroad. Adenuga's children are not living abroad. They are in this Nigeria with us. You and your children are abroad. They go abroad, go to school. When they finish schooling, they come back home. 90% of their children. Why am I saying this? The only thing that will make them run away from Nigeria is if there's war or if there's instability. The moment Nigeria is stable enough for them to be able to do business, but other children are in school, they are still young. The moment they get to a stage, where they can run their parents' business, they will come home. They will come home. The reason why you are in that abroad is 90% of the reason is poverty. If you live in Nigeria, you cannot live in the situation you are abroad. Just agree. Don't argue. Because if you can live on a certain level, let me tell you, live abroad, you will get a new car every 2 years. All you need to be pay, you will pay small. In Nigeria, you want to buy Range Rover or Mercedes Benz, you will pay twice. The money I used to clear my Benz can buy a brand new car in Nigeria. You will pay twice. You will buy it abroad, ship it, and buy it again when it comes to Nigeria. Another reason is safety. Because Nigeria is not safe. You cannot move around the way you move around in the UK. But let me tell you something. Money can buy a certain level of safety. So you need to understand that the society is not perfect. It's because we have issues in our society. And their society is a false society. It's like a society the society is created out of a false equilibrium. It's like a diver under the ocean. He always has to go back up to breathe air. The diver cannot live for 2 weeks underwater. So when you build your life around this false equilibrium, you start creating a situation that is unnatural. You and your wife are getting divorced. Someone said that's the olden day. Let me tell you, I said this in the morning and I've come back to say it again. The day Nigeria begins to work, you all will come back home. I saw it happen. I'm 47 years old though. I've seen Nigeria go like this. I saw people try to run away the way everybody's trying to run away now during Abacha's time. That's how everybody tried to run away. When Obasanjo came and they brought GSM and jobs started, no, everybody I knew that ran away as kids all started coming back one by one. The moment Nigeria starts to work, you will run back home. Oshuoju. 90% of you are abroad. Let me tell you, Nigeria does not even have to be good. It just has to be slightly better than it is now. You will come home. You are abroad because of financial and safety reasons. Many of you are miserable in that abroad, but you will not tell yourselves the truth. The only compensation is you are making more money than your mates in Nigeria are making money. That is why you see a whole bank exec going abroad to drive Uber. Uber that you will not drive in your country, you will go abroad and drive it. Do you think you are happy? A broadcaster in Nigeria going to Fofuro, take care of old people abroad. Do you think you are happy doing that? Do you think? Let me give you an example. My mother was born in Romania. My mother came to Nigeria, picked up her career in Nigeria, started lecturing law. Before you knew it, she rose in the rankings, and then eventually she went to Abuad, Afe Babala University, and then she also became provost. Eventually she became vice chancellor of the university. So she's been running vice chancellor of the university for a few years. Do you think my mother will travel abroad to go and live abroad? My mother that is coming from abroad, do you think that what is she going to do abroad? What is she going to do abroad? She's at the peak of her career. Right now, as I'm talking to you, she's on the board of Africa Universities Council. They are having a meeting in, what is it called? Namibia. She was flying with, I don't want to mention the airline because the airline did very well. That's when my mom called me, say airline won't give am layover for the country they are going through before they go to Namibia for 12 hours because they missed their flight. And she said that they owe her what is that thing called? They owe her a hotel stay. I had to talk to the airline. My mother called me, say, hey, you don't know my Peking? My Peking are weary for internet to make I not just call them now, I go answer. Now so they call me, all of the airline people begin they shake. They can't talk, say, nobody say they don't want to give my mama hotel. But my mama no get visa for that particular country. And that country, I don't want to mention the country so you might guess the airline. That particular country requires you to have not just a transit visa, a proper visa before you can stay in a hotel. I hear my mama, they warn them for the background, say, no, 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 please. I'm a priority customer. I always fly business class, blah, 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 blah. So they can't beg me, airline can't beg me, say, make I beg my mama, say, they will upgrade her to first class. And then she'll also use the first class lounge when she gets to the country. So I shall palm my mama, say, hey, mommy, just calm down. They say, you give you. Mama see the rake, say, what? My mother, oh, she was telling them, I always fly business class. My mother flies business class. The vice chancellor of a university. She moves around with police. You should be you've been to a Nigerian university before. How does your vice chancellor have you? UIVC's lodge, if you see the gate, you'll not see the house. That's how big a vice chancellor's lodge is. It was the airline's fault. They missed half. They canceled the flight. They moved the flight. So because my mother was going through and laying over, they now gave her a 12-hour layover. And they now told her that they cannot get her a hotel. My mother was mad. She's a business class traveler. How can I not get a hotel? Like, if I flew economy self, I would demand a hotel. It was your fault. You canceled the flight. So they now said, no, 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 that she should not worry. They will upgrade her to first class. If you live like that, you are not running anywhere. If you live like that in Nigeria, you are not running anywhere. The reason why you are the way you are is because your condition in Nigeria is not comfortable. That's why if you lived in Nigeria and you could live well, what we worry about in Nigeria is safety. I can't just get up now. My neighbors do it because maybe they are younger. I can't just get up now, get in my car and drive to a club. I'll worry. I can't just wake up now and drive to Ibadan. I'll worry. The roads are not good. There are very annoying things in Nigeria. Someone said, Jackpot is not for the poor. It is still for the poor. It's not for the rich. Rich people don't jackpot. They have houses in all these countries people are talking about. They have 2 houses in the UK, 3 houses in the US, 5 houses in Dubai. They don't, a rich man does not jackpot. Only middle class and below middle class jackpot. A rich man will never jackpot. Mention all the rich people in your village. How many of them have jackpot? They don't jackpot. If they let me tell you something. What does it take for you to live in Nigeria and enjoy Nigeria? Security. You create your security. 24 hours water, you will dig your borehole. 24 hours electricity, you will buy transformer. You will buy. There's what you even call dedicated line for power. Dedicated line. Many of the estates in Lekki is like double the price of normal NEPA. You have a dedicated line. You will have 24 hours light. That's why anytime you watch my live, if my light goes like this, me and you sit down here, we're on the touchlight on my phone. Within a minute, they'll bring the light. I don't have a generator. I've never had a generator in the last 7 years. It's estate. So what am I trying to tell you? I'm trying to tell you that that situation abroad is not comfortable. I can't live there. I've been abroad before. It's you will always feel. I love the feeling I'm a fish out of water. I love that feeling for 2 weeks. I'm a guest. I'm having fun. I will never want to live in that and know that I'm a fish out of water for the rest of my life. They will always look down on you. Somebody say Davido Japa. Go and read Davido's story. Davido, where they abroad, they school selling Papa television. Sneak come back Nigeria to do music. Davido Japa to where? Davido Japa to where? Davido is here in this Nigeria with us, buying the same Maybach DJ Khaled is buying. So, the moment you are rich, and let me tell you, abroad does not favor the rich, especially the UK. The richer you are, the more your taxes. If you earn more than this amount of money, you start paying taxes. The way you can dodge taxes in some countries, you cannot dodge it in many parts of Europe. They will catch you. So what am I saying at the end of the day? If that abroad was really as good as it is, why do you at the back of your mind nurse the ambition of coming back home? Light don't go, make una dey watch am. Anybody will get stopwatch. Very good. Now today we go time am. That's my stopwatch. Start. Maybe you know they see the time. Make we see how long it will take for them to bring the light. In the meantime, I'm putting it on. So what am I talking about? The situation abroad. Let me first greet the people that are watching me on TikTok. Now, them, they always buy my star. Sunday on Nama, thank you so much. That's my number one gifter. And my number two gifter is Paulette's Lifestyle. Please keep sending me those money guns, please. Sunday on Nama sent me a money gun. Oh yeah, double click the screen, guys. Let more people see it. Double click the screen. 45 seconds. I'll keep showing you the time. Someone said tax evasion in the US, Bongoli, is a minimum of 3 years. Say they catch you, say you evade taxes. Is a minimum of 3 years. Let me tell you why. Someone said 30 minutes later, God go punish your papa. You are a make I no cost you. What is 30 minutes later? I'm timing it is 1 minute 9 seconds. The only reason why it might be a little bit longer because we're in the middle of the night. And before the guy that is at the switchover will wake up and go there might take 2 minutes. All those people that tell you they prefer USA, they are poor people. 90% of rich people do not prefer any USA. They like going to USA for holiday. 90% of rich Nigerians. You know why? Just the same way 90% of rich Emiratis go on holiday and come back to their country. That's it. Stop. Read it. Let me switch off the light. Read it and tell me what you see there. 1 minute 54 seconds. It's not even up to 2 minutes. 1 minute 54 seconds. If you know you are not poor, do you have $10 million cash? Do you have the money? Sorry, the money you need to not be poor. Andrew Tate said it about $30 million, 30 something million dollars. If you have it, you will not live in that abroad. You live abroad because there is equality and everybody, well, no matter how poor you are, you buy a house, you will live in an estate. See. If you lived in Nigeria and you had light, your light goes and it came back in 1 minute, not up to 2 minutes. Look at it now. I timed it. I brought out my stopwatch. Someone says, do I have? I don't have, but I'm comfortable enough in Nigeria to live in my own house, to drive nice cars, to eat good food, good organic food, not that modified nonsense that people eat abroad. How many of you can afford to eat good food abroad? Is it not modified food? Someone say you don't have to be rich to live a decent life. That's abroad. That's what they use to compensate themselves when they are abroad. You don't have to be rich to live a decent life. In Nigeria, you have to be rich. That is why if you see somebody staying in Nigeria, they're above a certain level. If not, you cannot live in Nigeria. Someone says, how many Nigerians have up to 10 million cash? That is why they're all running abroad. If they had, they would be in Nigeria. 90% of Nigerians, if they had $10 million or $30 million, which is the money that Andrew Tate said, if you have it, you will not be poor again, they will not live abroad. Someone said food is cheapest in the UK. Modified food. Organic food is the most expensive. Food that is not grown. Just go to your shop and tell them you want to buy organic food. You will see how expensive it is. What is the food that is cheap in the USA? All this food that they've turned chicken to turkey and feed it with all sorts of antibiotics and all sorts of steroids, and then you eat it and then you be developing all sorts of sickness. Please, please, please don't even talk about food is cheap. The food is cheap because it is not organic, it is modified. They play with it, they run all sorts of experiments with their food. You will eat it and you'll be falling sick and you'll be getting the kind of sicknesses your grandparents never had. Someone say, don't kill us. He never kill you yet. He go still kill you small by small. And you know what thing they do. The more you walk, even if you overwork, IRS will still come and take more money from you. You know that the food in the US is, and in Europe generally, is garbage. Processed foods, modified foods. Come to Nigeria and eat a raw tomato, raw onion. I'm not saying Nigeria does not have its own set of problems, and there are many. You go see tomato will go big like watermelon. You go they happy say they chop am. Meanwhile, you know what's in the mend inside. Somebody say PT is rich and they abroad. That is why I'm telling you 90. That's why I did not say 100%. 90%. The remaining people, PT in a person we don't get money for abroad and decide to stay abroad. The rest of you do not fall into PT. PT drives a 2023 Ferrari. That Ferrari, you cannot buy it in a Ferrari shop. You have to be on the order for 3 years. Is PT your mate? Say you even get the money. All of you watching this live, none of you can buy that Ferrari, even if you had the money. The reason why PT can buy the Ferrari is because he bought the previous one and bought the previous one and bought the previous one, and any Ferrari that's coming out is a priority customer. Let me tell you, some of you now, you want to go and buy Ferrari, they will sell you Portofino. You know if you buy Ferrari past Portofino unless you want to go and buy second hand. You will never buy 2023 Ferrari. Who will sell it to you? Who will sell it to you? Don't tell me you can't buy it and show me. Don't tell me you can't. Forget that nonsense. Somebody said his father sounds stupid. Dashing baby JR. Let me block you so you can go back to your Agbikpo father. No, I have people's time today. How many of you can buy a 2023 Ferrari? How many? Someone said my credit can buy a Ferrari. Your credit cannot make you a Ferrari customer. Ferrari that banned Kim K banned 50 cents. You think they are not richer than you with your credit? Do you think 50 cents will buy Ferrari with credit score? They will go and buy it cash down. Do you know what it is to own a Ferrari? It's like a freaking Rolex. You think you go into a Rolex shop with all the money in the world? They will put you on a waiting list. They will put you on a waiting list. I can buy it. Don't tell me you can. Even Davido cannot go into a Ferrari and buy a 2023 Ferrari. He will not buy it from Ferrari. He will rather buy it from a dealership. Do you know what it takes to qualify to buy a 2023 Ferrari? Ask anybody that drives a Ferrari. Go and ask them. Zinoleski gets 2,000 and he's driving a Ferrari 456. Do you know when Ferrari? We're talking about 2010. Is he driving a 10-year-old Ferrari? You'll be on the waiting list for 3 years to get a 2023 Ferrari. Zinoleski is driving a 10-year-old Ferrari now. Is it 456? When was 456? When did they stop production of Ferrari 456? Ask yourself. What's the criteria? Just go to a Ferrari and tell them you want to build a Ferrari. You want them to build one for you. That was the waiting list. Let them scare you a little. Any new car requires pre-order. Ferrari requires 3-year waiting list pre-order. I know somebody that was on the waiting list for a Ferrari. They had moved to the new model. They had not produced his own. There are levels to this thing. Let's tell ourselves the truth. You have the money does not mean you can buy it. You have the money does not mean you can buy it. Then when it comes to buying Ferrari, there's now class inside Ferrari. There are Ferraris you can never buy. As Bill Gates is, he cannot buy it. There are Ferraris that they will do 800. And that 800 are going to their special customers. You have to have owned 3 Ferraris before. You have to be a member of the Ferrari club. You have to attend Ferrari events before they will even put your name down on it. You will see some people in Dubai that qualified 2 times to get 2 of those Ferraris. You think I just walk into a Ferrari shop and buy a LaFerrari, brand new? Go and ask. No, and I want to, before I go back to any topic, I want you to understand the reason why you are abroad. Let's stop lying to ourselves. Oh, na vanity, that's what you will say to yourself. Because me, I'm trying to tell you that you are in that abroad, in a situation, bend your crayfish. Leave on. No, they argue. Someone said, waiting Bill Gates need Ferrari. He actually has a Ferrari. Don't let these people fool you. They live very good lives. As you see, Justin Bieber can never buy a Ferrari again. They will never sell it to him again. Kim K, Justin Bieber, 50 cents. Why 50 cents Ferrari broke down? He now poured champagne on it and did YouTube video and did an Instagram video. He thought it was a joke. They banned him for life. Can never walk into a Ferrari shop and buy a Ferrari again. What was this guy's name? Philip Plain. Philip Plain danced with some models. They were wearing bra and pants. Someone said, do you have one? I am trying to tell you that you are abroad, that you think you are rich. I'm trying to cut you down to your level. I didn't say I was rich, but I'm probably richer than you, your father, your elder brother. I'm probably richer than every male in your family. And for you to ask me if I have a Ferrari, let me ask you, do you have a car? Have you ever walked into a shop and bought a brand new car before? Wolori Brukura Daradai. Oh, no, you be alone. Gente block wedano. We range chibi. And we lay bioshi. Jada no lori live me a year onida. Majen konramo eleni. What do you want those abroad to do? Come back home or stay abroad and shut up and stop feeling like you are superior to anybody. Oluwaseun Ogunsanwo says, freeze for a while and bring people online to discuss. I'm blocking you permanently for my life. Don't you ever beg me for blocking. Why you will tell me what to do? If you want to go online and discuss, you know, get live. Did they hold your own internet? The only person I'm bringing today is Bongo Lee. Stop all this cussing. Let me block you so you not hear the cussing. About when I warn you that I'm not in a good mood, don't cross me. I will block you. I still have 700, almost 800 people watching me. If I block 100 people, I'll still have 700 people watching me. Try me. That's how I cut you down to your size. I yell Nida. Weary people. And they follow you talk, they follow me argue. Una they mad. And they block people. More people they watch. Things I send you now. The people I don't block, I know them. If it is Sugar Destiny talking, I'll not block her. If it's Bongoli, I'll not block him. If it's John, I'll not block, because these are the people that contribute to my life. If it is Ada, I will not block. But the rest of you, you ain't no fit buy ordinary one money gun. You can't they tell me waiting to do for my last. I don't block you. Go your mama live now. Go do it in the sweet one. Austin Booger say you smoke. Yes. Now waiting your papa supply me now I smoke. You want not the rapture. I'm not removing you from my life. I'm blocking you permanently. No. Now madness that they take treat madness. We're laughing who weary and I go cure your craze today. Nothing comes. Some of us we buy 10. You know if you buy 10 plates of food a year only that you won't buy 10 Ferrari. God go punish you. Say they you even day my life, they talk nonsense. You cannot buy 10 plates of food. You tell me say some of una fit, but you think I'll be your mate? Do you want to grow a brain or do you want me to cause all of you to people start having sense? You think you are street? I will run you street this night till you start to hear word. Now let me finish what I came here to finish. The situation abroad has created a false perception. And men have been domesticated. Men are no longer what they used to be. Men are no longer what they used to be. Women are now marrying puppies and kittens instead of wolves and lions. But you see, the woman wants a top G in her life. If you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen. There are 200 and something people watching me on TikTok. Double click the screen. I'm looking for my number one gifter. Who's my number one gifter right now? Make I even hail them. These are better people who no go chop blocking. Sunday or Nama. God bless you. My number two gifter, Paulette. And I have 3 money guns. 3 money guns, 2 from Sunday or Nama and 1 from Zatani. Someone said Nigerians are doing well abroad. You are doing averagely well. You are not doing well. You are doing average. You know what it means to do well? Do you live in Knightsbridge in the UK? Where do you live? Where do you live abroad? How many of you live in your location? Do you live in the highbrow area of your location? If you don't live in the highbrow area of your location, leave it. What you mean by doing well is you can eat. I can build a house in Nigeria. You are doing well relative to your family members in Nigeria. You are not doing well relative to the people that live in that country and own the country. Eddie say if they beat you, before they beat me, they go first beat your papa. Your papa will be like rope. We hunger don't be turned to rope. In fact, they go use your papa beat people. Collect rapture. I don't know where all these riffraffs decided to come out from. You know this thing I'm telling you. How many of you live abroad and own yachts? How many of you live abroad and own yachts? Maybe you are doing well, you are rich. And Bele Council, Ellen doing well. You are doing well compared to the villagers you left behind before you japa and doing well. How many of you own yachts? How many of you can afford to live on Knightsbridge? Don't even live there. Go to a hotel there and spend 3 weeks. Make I know say your head the hammer. All of you they say yacht care. Go, let me tell you, if you want to know rich people, go to Monaco during the Monaco Grand Prix. That's when you know that you are abroad. Now houseboy work you they do. Go to Monaco during the Monaco Grand Prix. Now, let me tell you the difference between me and you. I'm not a slave. I live in my own country. I'm not a second-class citizen. As long as you are abroad, you are a second class. In fact, you are a third class or fourth class citizen. Do I own a yacht? I'm a first class citizen. I live in my country and I will block you because you have decided to be stupid. Ozoma or Hoha. Do you own a yacht? Because your father owns a fishing boat that he uses to go and carry tilapia so that people can have an education, have a life. It'll be the same boat where they use your mama do, then block it and we real shiko need that from father. Block one. Let me tell you why I'm superior to you. I'm not a second class citizen. That's the difference. The moment you live abroad, ask anybody, black, any African that lives abroad, you are a second-class citizen, even if you are rich. When you see me taking a break, I'm blocking. And as I'm blocking, everything is there. The numbers are still rising. Talk nonsense now. Talk nonsense. That nonsense where they hungry you to talk. Talk am. Talk am. You want to see rich people living abroad? Go and watch the Monaco Grand Prix. When you see people park their boats in the marina with their helicopter on the boat, holding a glass of champagne, watching the race. That's when you know who rich people are. All of you know that there is no place like. All of you know that you are bullied into staying abroad because Nigeria is not working. The day it starts working, you all start running home. Stop lying to yourselves. You are abroad because your society failed you. If your society was working, you will not be abroad. And you know it. So shut up and learn. And this is why they continue using your heads. Men want, the Bible says women should, what is it called? Should be submissive. Can a woman be submissive to you? You that you are a pussycat. In fact, you are a kitten. Day old kitten where they born, we never open eye and you be. Who go submit give you? Let me tell you, if Nigeria starts working today, day will not break before you come back home. Day will not break. All of you that are shouting you want to run abroad, you want to go and live abroad and see what it is like. Abroad that have been going since 2005. And in 2005, when I was still better poverty, I still don't feel live there because I see people they walk inside cold. Ordinary for me to go from my house to airport inside cold, I go on run mad. And people go wear clothes, go walk inside that cold. They go the waka smoke, go they come out for their mouth because of cold. That's where you want to live. Or Canada, where they go they find their motor inside snow. They go they dig this place. Many Nigerians in Canada do Uber. And there's a certain level you are in Nigeria, you will not do Uber. I'm not saying Uber is bad. When I say many will never come back, it's a lie. If that same money you are making, you can make it in Nigeria. You don't even need that money because you need less to live. If you are making half of what you are making abroad, you will be back with us in this Nigeria. Forget anything when anybody they tell you. Someone said steam. Thank you for correcting me. You know what it is. So can we now start using our brain? In fact, what I want to teach you now today, I'm not going to teach you una again. As I don't disrupt them, I'm glad I gave it back to you. So when you go and sleep, what I did for you today is tension. Go and sleep under some tension headache. Somebody said pin your account. Very good. If you know my account, help me put it there. What about security? What did I say? I say if Nigeria starts to work, that means security will be okay. You know what we are talking about. So I want to bring Bongoli. Make Bongoli come lecture. Now don't tire. Bongoli, I know if you see you waiting happen. Instagram don't begin in weary. After Bongoli talks, I go to bed. Any day I'm in the mood again, I will teach you what I was supposed to teach you today. We una no agree here. Sorry, Bongoli. I think I double clicked on the. Let me even check and see if the request is on. Okay, yes. Bongoli, I've sent you a request. Please accept. I vexed them because I know they like hear word. Have you seen my request, Bongoli? And I don't want to end this live. I've sent you another one. God bless you.
Please.
About today I vex. So Yahweh. And we go teach you something when I go to follow. When I go you fit climb your geo pulpit, go collect my, go they correct them. Person when they tell you truth. How are you, Jare Bongoli and Yogidi?
I'm doing very well. I'm doing very well. Daddy Freeze, please, you need to take it easy on me on in the diaspora.
Somebody say send your account. Make I send my account. The message touch him.
Please, Daddy Freeze, take it easy on us.
No, be you get sense now. Why did you come home for
Daddy,
inauguration? Is it not so that Nigeria can be better? Thank you, Ada has helped me clean the account.
Daddy Freeze, it is well. All right, Daddy Freeze. So, what you actually are talking about is a very serious issue. And while you were speaking, I was jotting some things down. You talked about the high class, middle class, low class, high class don't travel, and all of that stuff, relatively. And what people need to realize is that high class is high class all around the world. Once you're in that high class, so as a high class, why would you want to go somewhere and become middle class? Because all of you that are in that high class, you guys even attended the same university as 20-something-year-olds. You guys dated yourselves. You guys do businesses together. Then you now expect you come and visit me. But we are in Nigeria where we see that if Dangote is doing an event, Bill Gates will come and sit down by his side. Dangote's children are doing wedding. Bill Gates will travel. Bill Gates wanted to see Ashiwaju. It was through Dangote. Now, you even talked about Grand Prix Monaco. Do you know DJ Copy once said she was on a balcony in their home in Monaco. I said, I'm watching the Grand Prix, Monaco Grand Prix. That's what DJ Copy said. When I saw that, I was like, wow, there are levels to this.
There are levels to it. And one council flat in the UK, and my done and do well. I hear you need that.
DJ Copy said, I think was it a Star blog that carried or some blog carried it and all that. It made major news for somebody to. Do you know how much they pay to go and watch Monaco Grand Prix? For you to, so that means the racetrack goes past where you live. That's another.
Magbo, I want to make you see this thing. Someone says I pay a lot of bills, close to $10,000 monthly. Is $10,000 money? As in, I saw in your nílé, in your condo, just to show you saying they do well abroad, they pay $10,000 monthly. Do you know what it costs to have a house on the balcony overlook? Have you been to Monaco before? I've been to Monaco before.
No, I've not been to Monaco before.
I've been to Cannes Film Festival. My boss owns a house in Nice. You know, there's no airport in Monaco. So you land in Nice and go to Monaco by train or drive or whatever it is.
I think they use it's not ship. I mean, is it boat or yachts? They use their yachts to go there. If the house is there, it's not for the faint-hearted. And their taxes are very high in Monaco. Very high in Monaco. Their taxes that they pay there is very high. So yeah, they pay very high taxes in Monaco. And Monaco is run like a country. It's not run like Monaco is run like a country. It's not run like a state. It's run like a country on its own. So that it is the middle class that actually travels in Nigeria, because Nigeria is what we're talking about. Is the country we're talking about here. It's the middle class, and fortunately and unfortunately, it is the middle class that drives the economy. Because it's the middle class that pays taxes. So if you're so the high class and the low class, they don't travel. High class is not going to go somewhere and become upper middle class.
Somebody just sent me 50K. Enjoy the message. Make I hail am, no vex. Waiting be named. Abiodun Sarafa. What Sherry? You feel us.
I said Monaco is run like a country. Is that not what I said?
Yes, he has his prince. He's a country on his own.
Well, let me not even respond. So
ignore them.
What I'm even saying is that the low class the low class cannot afford to pay taxes. The high class cannot go somewhere and become upper middle class or middle class. Now, we're talking about America and all of these things. America currently, I was watching a documentary yesterday, and they said America owes about $75 trillion.
God bless you.
America today owes 75 trillion US dollars. The global debt in the world is about $300 trillion. So they now broke it down. They said 30 because I know that American federal taxes, as in federal government, they owe about 31 trillion. They owe about 31 trillion. The states owe about $3 trillion. I think for public debts and then household debts and all that, they owe about 41 trillion. What the Western world has been able to do is to reduce wealth and income inequality. That is what a lot of people do not understand. They reduce the wealth and income inequality. And how were they able to do that? They did that through taxation, they did that through benefits, and they did that through increasing minimum wage. Now, recently, the government of Nigeria did not increase taxes, but expanded taxes, saying, you people that are not paying taxes, come and pay your taxes. Nigerians are groaning. Nigerians are complaining. Why are they charging too many taxes? Now I ask them, how do you expect the government to get money? The government can only get money through taxation and money that they receive from government-owned enterprises. Or they go and borrow loan. So if you go and borrow loan, for example, today, we'll be the ones complaining that we have borrowed loan. The loan that we are even receiving today, that they received, like, was it last week or 2 weeks back, were loans that Nigeria had already applied for since 2018, during Buhari's time, that they are just releasing recently. Because the current government of Nigeria has not borrowed loan yet. The government of Nigeria, in the news today, they said, the shippers when they bring ships into Nigeria, they said those ships, they are owing taxes of about 530-something billion naira that they face. They don't pay taxes in Nigeria. That is, in the ranking in the world, we rank 167 out of 207 in tax burden. That means, okay, we are paying taxes. Like, how much are these taxes going in as your revenue? We know they pay taxes for Nigeria, but we want the best things of life in Nigeria that we cannot afford in Nigeria. Governments can only make money through taxes. They've not expanded taxes. So that the phrase, when we talk about life abroad,
let me tell you something. Hold on, Bongoli. A friend of mine who brings in cars. We're having a conversation. Recently they increased the duties, the custom duties at the port.
Yes, sir.
But actually, they didn't increase the custom duty. What they did was because of this dollar thing that Tinubu did, that the dollar is now parallel, unifying the dollar. God bless you. They now increase the dollar that they used to collect duties from cars from 400 and something naira to $1 to 500. It's still subsidized though.
589
to 589.
They are not using the 700.
They are not using the 700. So Nigeria is still subsidizing every car you bring in. They are still subsidizing the dollar for you.
Daddy, please don't tell anybody what I'm about to tell you. Let me whisper it. We are still paying subsidy, fuel subsidy. Don't tell anybody. We are still paying fuel subsidy. You know why? Because the current rate, according to the investors and exporters window, is about 746. I think when I checked yesterday. A liter of gasoline cost about $1.01. So actually, right now we should be paying about 800 naira to a liter. but we are still paying 500 or 511 or 520 or 540. We are paying just above 500. So there's some form of subsidy going on. They've not completely removed it to 100%. I can face anybody and let them come and debunk what I said. I said what I said with my full chest. There's still some form of subsidy going on. Daddy Freeze.
I did not hear. I was not there.
Yeah, a lot of people do not understand why they did that unification of why they threw the dollar. Say, okay, let market forces determine it. Because they need to understand that the government always use their foreign reserve to compensate. Like if you have high demand and low supply, so you pump in more from your foreign reserves to cushion it. That's how you control your currency. But at the rate that it was going, Nigeria was losing maybe about, like in May alone, we lost about $1 billion in our foreign reserve. About $1 billion. It's not sustainable now. It's not sustainable. So they threw everything open. Now the dollar will find itself. But the point I'm trying to make here at the end of the day is that people need to understand that the Western world solved wealth and income inequality. That is why a 50 cents, like you talk about 50 cents, can afford to drive a Ferrari that you said, even though they said they ban him whatever he did. But a Bongoli also can drive maybe a Lexus or a Range Rover
or a Mercedes
to get a luxury that is somewhat similar to what you will get in a Ferrari. But I cannot get the same luxury he's getting anyway. But just something pretty decent. That is what they call the bridge the gap. Because remember, also,
please, if you are enjoying Bongoli, send me those gifts. Where are my money guns? If you are enjoying Bongoli, oh yeah, Twitter people, double click the screen. If you are learning something from Bongoli, please, YouTube people, what's wrong with you people? Stinjos, where are my super chats and super stickers? Oh yeah, pop them. And if you're watching on Instagram, go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze. Scroll down to today's video on Facebook. Click on the video, bottom left-hand corner. You see how to buy stars. Make I even they praise you. I'm looking for the first person to buy me 1,000 stars. Bongoli, oh yeah, over to you. Continue.
So they have what is called the consumer credit system. So with that consumer credit system, people are going and buying and purchasing things on debt. Somebody is paying for it. You see that credit card that we swipe, somebody is paying for it though. It's not free. And that's why I'm saying that in US alone, the total debt is $75 trillion. Total. The government alone owes about 30.6, which is 31. And then when you begin to break it down, it's 75. Because remember, the credit card debts that we are owing, they did not calculate it. And so debt is not a bad thing. The problem here is, in Nigeria, for example, if you bring in a consumer credit system, which the government is saying they are going to bring, it's not necessarily a bad thing if you turn that debt, that loan you are going to go and get, into assets. Not making that debt, turn it into for consumption. You don't borrow loan for consumption. You borrow loan turning it into assets. So in the Western world, when you go and collect that mortgage, you buy a house, for example. I live in Texas, for example, because things have gone up. So the house that you buy for $250,000, like 2-3 years back, now you get it for $400,000. You get it for $400,000. So right now, look at how much you have to go and borrow as debt. But that house is going to become assets at the end of the day. But you are not borrowing to eat. Would you rather borrow money to eat pasta? Or would you rather borrow money to be the pot that they cook the pasta in? Because tomorrow, you cook another pasta for daddy. Daddy, you are supposed to pay me. You are supposed to pay me.
Oh yeah, be giving them hot. Make their brain.
No, I'm just kidding.
No. You have to give them. They have to learn.
No. So what I'm saying here is, would you rather be the pastor? Would you rather be the pastor or be the post that they used to cook the pasta? So that's why I'm saying that in Nigeria, for example, Nigerians are actually doing, when it comes financially, because of the kind of system we run, like that Refugee rightfully said, when you wanted to buy your car, you buy your car a certain price, then you multiply it by 2 if you are going to get it at your doorstep in Nigeria, when you put all the custom duties and all of that. And it is going to be more expensive. That if you see, most of the people that come on your platform and talk from the Western world and complain about Nigeria, they are mostly hypocrites. You know why I call them hypocrites? Respectfully. You know why I call them hypocrites? Because things have gone up by almost double here in the Western world. In the last 1 year, things have not doubled in Nigeria. Things have not doubled in Nigeria. But things have gone up here. Ask them how much they are paying for rent now. Ask them how much they are paying for mortgage now. Ask them how much they are paying for water. Ask them how much they are paying for rice in the Western world today that is free. Ask them. Ask them. But they will come and complain. Somebody saying triple safe. Somebody saying triple that is free. And if you want to even know, if you want to even understand this, go to our African stores that is free. Go to our African stores. You see those African stores in the Western world, they exploit the heck out of us in Nigeria. Nigerian stores, we Nigerians, we exploit the heck out of you. This same thing that you are buying in the Western world.
I'll get you.
In the 10 minutes, okay.
No, not you. Continue.
Okay. This same thing you are buying in the Western world, in the African store. Guys, go to a Chinese store. You buy it for half the price. So things have gone up. So we talk down on Nigeria at every. Don't get me wrong. Things are tough in Nigeria. Nobody's saying things are not tough in Nigeria. That if it's over 100 million Nigerians are living under $2.10, because that is the new poverty something. The new poverty ranking or something like that, according to the World Bank. Over 100 million Nigerians. Now, that gets to population issue, where we need to do population control. That if do you know that in Northwest, that if you look at this thing I'm about to tell you, in Northwest, that's where we have the poorest Nigerians. Northwest is Jigawa, Katsina, Kano, Kaduna, Sokoto, Kebbi, and Zamfara. The fertility rate of a woman is 6.7. That means one woman will birth at least 6.7 children in her lifetime. In Northeast consists of Borno, Yobe, Gombe, Bauchi, Taraba, and Adamawa states. Their own is 6.1. North Central is Niger State, Kwara State, Kogi, Nasarawa, Plateau, Benue. Then let us add Abuja to it. That if it's their own is about 5.3 or something. Is it 5.3 or something? Then now let's go down to the south. In Southeast, the 5 states in the Southeast, Imo, Abia, Anambra, Enugu, and Ebonyi, they are doing 4.7. One woman births 4.7 children. In South, that is Edo State, Delta State, Bayelsa State, Rivers State, Cross River, Akwa Ibom. They are doing 4. Then in the Southwest, Lagos, Ogun, Ondo, Oyo, Ekiti, and Osun, they are doing 3.7. Our revenue is not going up.
But our production we added 10 million people in the last 3 years.
Nigeria's population rates increase about 3.5%, between 3.5 to 4% every year. So, you know, at the end of the day, we have so little resources.
Listen to
We
what
have
this
so
guy
little
is saying.
resources.
Principled
Yes, sir.
one. These are the kind of dingbats I have to deal with. If I tell him now, that he's the LeBron James of buffoonery, it will look like I'm insulting him. He said, forget numbers, Joe. Waiting day ground for the poor masses. The reason why they are poor is because there are too many. They are part of the cause of their poverty. But you can't
That
get
if
it.
somebody put something, here, somebody said, but they said education, population is good for the economy. Yes, population is good for the economy when the population has
It's
value.
productive.
It has value. There is some form of value. It's not consume. Produce. That if do you know the labor productivity per capita of Nigeria?
Don't scare me, but just say it.
It is about $2 per labor hour. Do you know the labor productivity in America here? Because people like to compare Nigeria with America. It's almost $80 per labor hour. That is the productivity. So we are very unproductive in Nigeria, respectfully, compared to the rest of the world. We pay the least amount of taxes, but we want soft life. Tell me where we are going to get this soft life from, Danny Fritz. I watched this movie over the weekend, the Giacomo movie. I'm spoiling the movie. I'm not doing spoiler whatever. But there was a scene that I saw, and I saw the house, and I saw like a boat, and I was like, if I feel get money like this, I get this kind of house, and I get this kind of boat. Which I define for Western world. I'm running back home. There is no place like home. There is no place like home. There's no place like home. Honestly, we are treated as second class, third class citizens. There are some things you dare not say. There are some ways you look. There are some things that a man that has the color of my background will do and say. You dare not say it. You dare not act that way. No be your country. No be your country. Oh, someone said, okay, so if like a person knows what they talk about. Yeah, at the end of the movie, that's true. Yes, Kendra, you're right. At the end of the movie, did you see that house? Did you see the settings? People are living like that in Nigeria now.
Just go to Banana Island. You will see and you'll be tired.
Yeah, like people are living that life in Nigeria, but that if it's at the end of the day, let me say something a little bit negative here. We know that as Nigeria are tough like that, a lot of people that are making this money in Nigeria is not with ordinary eyes.
Yeah, we know.
It's not with ordinary eyes. Because Nigeria.
Somebody just sent me $4. Big shout out to Olugbenga Popola. Thank you so much. If you're enjoying me, go to YouTube. Via YouTube, you can send me super chats and super stickers. The live ends in 5 minutes. So we're listening to Bongoli. Whatever gift you want to send it now. Thank you very much. I appreciate you.
So my fellow Nigerians, brothers and sisters. Let me read this. Kem, let me read you. How can you say Nigerians are not productive? People, they also bad for Nigeria. And the natives in the Western world are the ones who do not like to spend because their government is... My sister, respectfully, it's facts that I deal with. I look at the GDP of Nigeria. If you don't know, GDP of Nigeria has reduced. Nigeria is no longer has the biggest GDP in Africa because of that unification of the dollar. So it has reduced. They are now like $300 and something billion.
From 490.
No, 440.
440. Sorry, 440. Yeah.
No, it's okay. 441. No, Daddy Freeze. That was using CBN dollar rates now.
That means Nigeria is dragging GDP with Romania. And Romania has a smaller population.
These things are facts. So, my sister, when you look at that, then you divide it with labor productivity hours. And in Nigeria, in 2016, the last I checked in in Nigeria, NBS, Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, because all these things I'm saying is free. Oh. Go to Nigerian Bureau of Statistics, you see everything. Oh. Bongoli is not pulling things from his head. Oh. Go to Nigerian Bureau of Statistics. Oh. I saw that when I read an article, they said we had 130 billion man hours, labor hours at the time. And then you do the division. GDP divided by labor productivity hours. And Buhari was borrowing plenty money to shock it, the GDP. He borrowed 22 trillion, ways and means, our former president. So he shock it. So when you remove all those monies and all of that stuff, it's less than $2. That's our productivity as Nigeria. There are some economies that tell you our productivity is 0.74 cents per day. That's per day. I mean, they'll tell you 0.74 cents per day. Some will tell you it's $2 per labor productivity hour. So, my brothers and sisters, we need to take it easy on Nigeria. Nigeria will work if we decide that Nigeria will work.
Amen.
Because it's we that we are the government. It's we that we are the government. Let us sell Nigeria. Let us sell Nigeria in a productive manner. We need investors. It is investment that will create jobs. The federal government cannot create jobs. The federal government doesn't even have money to. They are talking about minimum wage up and down. Can you pay your boss? Can you pay your driver 30,000? Can you pay your driver the 150,000 naira? Because talk about minimum wage. Can we pay all of these things? We don't have the money.
You see, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
That it works.
Let me tell you something that Nigerians don't ever understand. I was having a conversation with a person, and they were talking about child labor. Daddy Freeze, why would you use a 14-year-old to do house girl? And although I've been lucky enough not to ever have had a house girl so young, I want to tell you something for free today that many of you will never understand. If you don't use that 14-year-old girl to do house girl in Lagos so she can go to school, she'll be in the village and will amount to nothing. She'll be playing in the village. You've got to understand that the America that you are following, that they are telling you, don't use children for house girl. Let me tell you, some children want to be used for house girl just so that they can get the opportunity to upgrade themselves and go to school. They will be in that village and they cannot afford to send them to school.
Daddy, please. I want to leak another secret again. You know how I do. Daddy, please. Kids as young as 13, 12 years, they work in the farms in America here. Another is a secret. Kids that are 12 years, 13 years, 11 years, 10 years, 14 years, they work in the farms here in America.
Oh, wow.
Don't let all... Daddy, these things are public information. Google search what I just said now.
Now, they say, okay, pay driver minimum of 150,000 naira. People go begin drive themselves. Driver no can get that 30,000 or 40,000 way in the end before. Way in the use take managing family go come sit down for house, no work.
No, Daddy Freeze, we scream this minimum wage conversation. I understand. I feel the pains and all of that stuff. I understand because people in the diaspora, we are sending over $20 billion officially. I mean officially, not unofficially, to Nigeria. So we are feeling the pains. Daddy Freeze. Minimum wage. We are not even doing what's it called? Per hour. Minimum wage is 30,000 naira. Daddy Freeze. Over half of the states in Nigeria cannot afford to pay it. Over half of the states in Nigeria cannot pay 30,000 naira as minimum wage. Daddy Freeze. As I'm speaking with you. Then if you take it to 150,000, do you know what will even happen to inflation? There will be serious inflation in the country. And secondly, will you pay your house help 150,000 naira? Will you pay that lady that's working in your salon 150,000 naira? We need to look at where we are as a nation and how much we can afford. Things are hard and things are tough. This minimum wage that they're talking about is not only for civil servants too, because the people that are doing meeting, private institutions who are there doing the meeting. And if you're an employer of labor, you are private too. It's either you are public or private. So, you see, my brothers and sisters, some people say I'm mixing. I mix it. I talk good, I talk bad, I talk ugly. Because I'm being realistic. I'll say yes, it's working. I'll say yes, it's not working. It depends on where the conversation is headed. But all that I'm just trying to say is that let us give Nigeria an opportunity. And how would we give Nigeria an opportunity? I'm not going to expatiate what I just said in secret. You want them to come and carry me. But you go on Google and Google said what I said. You see it there. Go and watch documentaries. It's on YouTube. It's free. One, what I just said now, go and watch it there. What I'm just trying to say is that we as Nigerians, we have to be good Nigerians. We as Nigerians have to be good Nigerians for Nigerians to work. It is we Nigerians that are police officers. It is we Nigerians that are EFCs. It is we Nigerians that are in politics. It is we Nigerians that are civil servants. It is we Nigerians that are the bank officials that these monies that is siphoned out of the country go through. Because the money has to go through the banks in Nigeria. A lot of us, most of us have been beneficiaries of these sharp practices. Let us call it speed here. But if we say we know better now, and we want to do better now, let the change that we want in Nigeria start with us, Daddy Freeze. That's all that I have to say, Daddy Freeze. Let it start with us. Some people talking election, some people bringing up tribalism. Tribalism, election, politics will not take us anywhere. We'll be where we are. We'll be where we are. Amen. There's something going on somewhere in Nigeria. There's something going on somewhere in Nigeria right now, in a region in Nigeria. It's going to happen for 1 week. I'm not going to expatiate on that, but it's going to happen for 1 week, and nobody's saying anything in Nigeria. The people that are supposed to speak out are not speaking out. We are seeing videos online, but if Bongoli talks about it and they say Bongoli, tribalism, Bongoli, something. But nobody's saying a word about it. And we are seeing videos, we are seeing kids. Look at what they are doing to kids. And it's going to happen for 1 week.
Like I said, Bongoli.
July 3rd.
Like I said, Bongoli, Mo no talk about him. Because he will ignite the polity, and before you know it, I know what I went through when we're talking about Lagos and the origin of Lagos and the way people came to attack me and started labeling me. So I just said, you know what? There are some certain matters, especially with regard to some certain tribes, that I will just wash my hands off. I will not say PIM. So that I will not be misquoted tomorrow, because some people are waiting with their pen and paper and their tape recorder to misquote me. Yala yada dilemma misquote. Now ona papa ona go misquote. So, like we've said rightly, this live was about something entirely different. But it migrated into something else.
It's paining me. You know that thing is paining me.
It's paining all of us. It's paining all of us. Anyway,
the people that are supposed to speak out are not speaking out.
None of us can speak out.
Nobody's saying anything.
We can't even speak out. Big shout out to my number 1 gifter, Sunday Onama. Thank you so much. And my number 2 gifter, Simon Templar. Thank you so much to all of you watching on TikTok. I love you guys. YouTube, Facebook. I love you guys. Bongo Lee. Someone said, I'm not scared of anybody. You know me. I just don't want to be misquoted. If I say something and I'm quoted, I don't mind. I just don't like being misquoted. So they say silence cannot be misquoted. Misquote me now. Misquote me. You can't misquote me because I've not said anything. But the moment I say something, what they're going to do is they're going to morph it, they're going to add to it, they're going to bend it, and they're going to come and cry, all these emotional. Let me tell you the truth. We need to tell ourselves the truth. I don't know how that Anambra girl with that JAMB result, how it turned into an ethnic thing. How did it go to an ethnic thing?
Daddy Priest, you know that if there were no ethnic rhetorics, it would have died in natural death. Like it happened, we see for news, it go. Daddy Freeze, I think I sent you an article. There was an article on Premium Times. They talked about in the last couple of years, there were about 7 prominent ones of this same situation, this same jam, whatever. And all 7 were from a certain region. From a certain region. If they brought that thing out, now the people that were reading that thing now will say is ethnicity. Let us call these things what it is, what they are. Like I was saying on your platform the other day, the girl has openly confessed on Channels TV that she checked it and it's 249. She has openly confessed. The thing is, the people.
Meanwhile, there's a woman that I wanted to bring to my life today just because I was so busy. Her son got 353. One of the highest in Port Harcourt. 353. And guess what? The boy is Igbo. So, why are we? I wanted to bring that child, to praise that child, to show you that that particular girl now get problem. No be race, no be tribe. That girl get problem.
The number 1 in 2023 is from Anambra. Nkechi is number 1.
I cannot show you the boy because he's a kid, but I was still chatting with his mother today. The boy she sent it to me, said, "This is my son. His name is Richard Nikechukwu. He scored 353 and he had 99% in maths." If you see the fine boy, babe, see the boy. Igbo boy from Port Harcourt.
There's nothing like make we finish investigation.
I don't even know why I cannot even show him. That's the boy. That's the boy. 353. He scored 99 in maths. In the whole maths, he missed 1 question.
They should know that if people should stop saying that, let them finish investigation. Jam, you know what happened at the finish? Jam used a hammer to kill and to neutralize an ant. That's what Jam did. Like people are calling us out. We are not a strong institution. You see this one, we'll chase it till the end. And that's what happened. So people are not like, it's too much now. No.
When I was in primary school, I can remember the penalty for exam malpractice was 21 years in prison. My father used to ring it into my head that, do you know, if they catch you doing exam malpractice, by the time you come out, you'll be an old man. From the 80s, 9 penalty for examination malpractice was 21 years. Let's not treat it like it's some small thing that is, no.
Daddy Freeze, is it not a 19-year-old girl in Bayelsa State that was doing a revenge whatever on one top politician like that? They put her the doctor now, 19-year-old girl in Bayelsa State. 2 years ago, last year or 2 years ago.
Anyway, it's been so lovely. We've had a minimum of 900. The numbers just dropped to about 820 people watching us live throughout today. On TikTok, it was about 200. On YouTube, about 100 and something. And on Facebook, 201. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to come back to this particular topic because I've not exhausted it. It became a diaspora versus Nigeria topic. DJ Bongoli, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And all of you out there, just keep praying Nigeria gets better because it is to our advantage. Take care. Love you guys. Good night.